Good evening, YouTube. Larry here. Smoking tonight. By the way, before I start, happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Don't eat too much turkey tomorrow. And if you're driving anywhere, drive safe. A lot of people on the road this weekend, holiday. Smoking a cheap Rocky Patel cargo cigar made in Nicaragua. I bought these. They're a 5-inch long by 50 gauge cigar. It's a dark wrapper. I don't know if it's a, I don't know what, it's just dark wrapper. I don't think it's a, what the hell they call it, Maduro wrapper. But it's a dark wrapper anyway. Maybe it's an Ecuador wrapper, I don't know. I didn't read to find out, but it's a good little cigar. For a cheap cigar, it's probably one of the better cigars that you can get for $2 a stick. Now, they're $40 for a bundle of 20 at not J&R, Cigars International, that's it. I used to get cigars way back from J&R, but I haven't got them in probably 5 or 6 years. And mainly it's Cigars International now. And tonight I want to talk about cigars versus pipe tobacco, pipe smoking. In my view, what's cheaper? Now, most pipe smokers smoke cigars and pipes, and cigar smokers smoke pipes sometimes too, likewise. And the question is, what's cheaper? Well, it depends which way you look at it, all right? As I always say, it depends what way you look at a lot of things. If you want to look at the aspect that you want to do pipe smoking and you want to buy fancy pipes to smoke your tobacco in, well, cigar smoking is probably cheaper for you, for the reason that you're going to pay a fortune for your fancy pipes, especially if they're made by somebody that has a shop in their basement or their garage or whatever, and they sell pipes. Chances are you're going to pay $200 to $300 for a pipe when you could have spent that $200 or $300 on a whole shitload of pipe tobacco to smoke in a corncob pipe. Imagine that. So think about it. You can buy all that $200 or $300 worth of tobacco and have tons of tobacco that would last you probably, if you smoke it regularly a lot during the day, probably over a year or so, or two maybe. And you'll spend a hell of a lot more money buying cigars than you will smoking corncob pipes and smoking that nice pipe tobacco in those corncob pipes. And to me, corncob pipes smoke just as good. I don't care what anybody says. I will fight them tooth and nail. Corncob pipes smoke every bit as good as a $200 or $300 briar pipe that you're paying somebody a fortune to make the darn thing and get rich off of it, in my opinion, because I don't buy them from any of these guys. I don't have the money, number one. And smoking in a corncob pipe, and you're going to enjoy that tobacco just as good, every bit. So now, if you want to buy those fancy pipes, like I say, you're going to spend lots and lots of money. But just buying, like, maybe you could buy a dozen corncob pipes for, I mean, the Legends are only like $5 a piece or whatever. The Mark Twains, I think, are 10 or 11 bucks or whatever. And the General and the Great Dane and the Colonel and them, they're all around 10 or 11 bucks. Of course, if you get MacArthur and all of them, they're up 13, 14 bucks, but generally speaking, corn cobs are the best way to go if you don't want to spend a lot of money on pipes and you want to enjoy good tobacco. And so that's what I do. Don't have a lot of money coming in. I treat myself to some of these cigars once in a while. I don't buy expensive cigars. This is as high as I like to go on a cigar. $2 a stick. Very tasty cigar for $2. This Rocky Patel Cargo cigar, very, very tasty for the price. I'll be buying more. This is my first time I've got these. And it's probably about a half hour. I'd say it's probably a good half hour or so smoke. 35 minutes maybe. 40 if you smoke it slow. Good enough for me. And I buy my tobaccos too. Now, if you go and you buy a lot of tin tobaccos that are in tins, then you're going to spend a lot more money, and it may not be cheap for you as buying cigars, or maybe even depending on what you buy, your pipe tobacco. Now, I buy a lot of bulk tobacco because it's cheaper, and it's just as good as a lot of tobacco that are put in those fancy tins, you know. So some of the tins I buy. I like the pouches, the velvet. I like the Carter Hall. Prince Albert is a crappy tobacco as far as I'm concerned. I've tried it once. I bought a pouch and didn't care for it, so I don't even buy that anymore. And you know, the cheaper blends in the pouch or the tin are good. Or is a good tobacco that's in a tin. It's, you know, it's a little more pricier than bulk, but it's a good tobacco. If you want to buy a few tins of tobacco, it's within your budget, it's okay. I do that myself. But the majority of my tobacco is bulk blends, because a lot of the bulk blends, like Cornell and Deal, they sell them in the cans too. 2-ounce cans for like $9.78 a can, and I buy it bulk, and it's a little cheaper buying it in the bulk, you know. Sutlip is one of my main bulk tobaccos I buy, and Lane Limited. Peter Stokeby is another good. He makes quite a few good blends that are bulk that are very good. And of course there's Cornell and Deal, I said. What else is there that I've tried? I really didn't try with some of the expensive ones that make bulk. Other than Cornell and Deal is about the highest. Of course, McCullen's gone, which is a shame that they're gone. They had some great blends. I gotta get rid of this ash. But it's up to an individual. But if you want to save money and you want to get into pipe smoking and you don't want to spend a lot, corncob pipes are the best way to go. They make many different shapes, and they all smoke terrific. And what's good about the corncob pipes, and it's a big plus for me, is that they make different stems for the pipes that you buy, the corncob pipes. If you happen to break a stem or something happens to it, you can buy a new stem for like, hell, I think they're like 50 cents for a stem for these pipes. Of course, the more expensive pipes, corn cobs the stems are a little higher, but they sell them at Aristocop. He's got them. He's got different stems you can buy, and Scott and accessories and stuff, and there's a lot of others too. But Scott's a good guy there, and I bought cobs from him, and never had really a bad cob from him when I bought them. And if you do end up getting a bad cob, there's no problem him making it right. Hell, I put an order in from Scott one time, and I think the Shire, I guess you could call the church warden, Shire, was back order, and I waited quite a while to get it. And you know, I got patience. You know, hey, things happened, and I guess it might have been his wife or whatever threw in a smaller pipe. You know, even if it was a smaller one, I think it was the Ian or something, threw it in as a little bit of a gift from my patients waiting to get my order. This is the kind of guy that the business that Scott's got, so, which is good for business, you know, the pipe community. I always said that it pays to run a good business and be nice to the customers and and do things like that. It's always a plus to me if I go back and I buy more from. I respect the person for treating me that way. I remember what they did and try to stick with them on buying whatever they sell, you know. So like I say, that's what I do, and I'm very happy. I buy the canning jars and put the tobacco in, the different sizes. I buy the big jars. I got some big jars, and I buy like I got Peter Stokeby's Black Cavendish in this jar. The big jars at Walmart they sell, I don't know how much these are. They might be like about $3 a piece or something. But I don't care because they'll last a long time, and the tobacco stays real fresh in there, you know. Don't you lose its strength or get dried out too much. So sure, over a year or two it's going to get dried out, but it's going to be expected with anything. So anyway, that's my take tonight on pipe tobacco and cigars. There's a lot of people out there, I notice they smoke these real fancy cigars. Well, good for you, you know. You got the money, you want to throw it on it, and you enjoy it, good for you. But this is for the average guy that doesn't want to put a lot of money into smoking. Buy these little cheaper cigars like this one, if you want to buy some cigars, and have one now and then, and stick to your corn cobs and your cheaper bulk blend tobaccos. They're just as good as the ones in the cans, believe me when I tell you. So with that, once again, happy Thanksgiving to you all tomorrow. And stay safe over the weekend if you're doing any traveling, like I say. And right after this comes Christmas. Don't remind me. Christmas is not a happy time of the year for me. My family's all gone. I do have some close friends, yes. I have very little friends, to tell you the truth. I can count them on my hand, the amount of friends I have. But you make the best of it what you can, I guess. And I know Smatches 860, he don't look forward to the holidays either. And it's like that for some people. It's an unfortunate thing, but it is what it is. I sure don't get caught up in all the money aspect of it. I buy mainly for the kids. I got some friends that have kids that there's about 4 of them. I give them each $50 for Christmas. Don't have a lot of money. And then there's a few other people I buy for. And that's it. I might spend maybe $300 or $400. That's it. Save that every year. I was people spending the thousands. You know, you spend what you can afford, I guess. And there's no sense in going broke and bankrupt over Christmas, that's for sure. So anyway, happy Thanksgiving and happy pipe smoking and cigar smoking, everybody. Toy Maker Larry out. Until the next video.